What's going on, guys? Welcome to VOS Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. I want to thank you for joining us today on the show. As always, right here on Red Carpet, we bring you the latest in entertainment news, in sports, in fashion, in film and television from around the world. Now, due to the coronavirus, we are still working from home like millions of you around the world. It's almost 4 months since the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 as a global pandemic, which continues to have an impact on every aspect of our lives, including our sports, entertainment industry. And right here on Red Carpet, we are working to keep you informed, and we appreciate you for staying on with us. And with that said, let's get on with the show. And let's begin with the news of Kanye West's big announcement that he intends to run for president in the upcoming elections here in the US. In his announcement, Kanye West tweeted that, quote, "We must now realize the promise of America by trusting God, unifying our vision and building our future. I'm running for president of the United States, hashtag 2020 vision." And a number of celebrities extended their support while others poked fun at him. Wife Kim Kardashian West was quick to back her husband by retweeting the announcement and adding the American flag emoji. And fellow rapper Ty Dolla $ign tweeted, "Yay for president!" Comedian Tiffany Haddish had some fun with the idea by adding herself into the mix. "Well, this just in, Dave Chappelle will be my running mate." Actress Octavia Spencer tweeted, "It's obvious that some people live in a bubble, and it's about time to bust it. Hashtag 2020 vision." Kanye West, who is registered under the birthday party, says that he wants to run the White House like Wakanda. In television and film, two-time Oscar winner Mahershala Ali is back, and this time to play the world's first black heavyweight boxing champion Jack Johnson in an HBO limited series titled Unruly. The 6-part series will depict Johnson's life as a black popular public figure and the challenges that he faced during his time. Ali is not only starring in the film, but he is also executive producing. Ali most recently starred in HBO's True Detective.
I wasn't a fearful man. Things I've seen, things I know, wouldn't do anything but cause harm. My whole brain's a bunch of missing pieces.
Did you think you could just go on and never once have to look back?
He won Oscars for Best Performance by an actor in a supporting role for Moonlight. In Brazil, a new documentary is highlighting the connection between current domestic work and past slavery in a profession where the majority of workers are black women. Red Carpet's Barbara Santos has more. Check it out.
More than 6 million people are domestic workers in Brazil, most of them black women working under precarious conditions. That is the reality shown in the Brazilian documentary Aqui Não Entra Luz, which translates to Light Does Not Enter Here, referencing housemaid rooms in Brazilian houses, a small area with poor lighting where domestic workers sleep. Brazilian filmmaker Caroline Maia, who directs the film, is the daughter of a domestic worker.
I start the film with my story, my experiences with my mother, and through those experiences, I investigate this profession, those places. I didn't have any experience with the housemaid's room when I was a child. That was not part of my reality, neither of my mom's. I got in touch with that place in a more symbolic and violent way as an adult when I was working as a journalist and my boss mentioned that I should have been sleeping in a housemaid's room in a plantation. That is when I decided to investigate those places and understand how they relate to Black women.
Maya's documentary traces the historical comparison between the slave cabins in past slavery plantations in Brazil with the current housemaid rooms, both of them often small, dark areas.
Eu penso que também não é uma coisa que é em vão.
I think those places were designed strategically. Like those are places where unimportant people live. Unimportant in the context of that house, that family. So for them, those are places that don't need comfort. For example, we went to former plantations that have 8 windows in a room in the main house, but the slaves' cabin had a tiny window. And that is a pattern that has been replicated until modern architecture.
Então é padrão que segue sendo replicado até a arquitetura moderna.
The film crew traveled across 5 states in Brazil to tell stories of domestic workers who live or have lived in a housemaid's room. The production comes after the Black Lives Matter protests around the world, but also after the death of a 5-year-old Brazilian boy who was the son of a domestic worker. He died after being left alone by his mother's employer, a story that shocked the country. Maya says crowdfunding the documentary broadens the drive against racism.
Speaking up about racism is not only a Black people responsibility, it is a shared responsibility. It has to be shared with white people as well. That crowdfunding is an invite to white people to join the anti-racist fight and use their economic power to do something for the fight against racism.
Crowdfunding has already raised more than $20,000 to complete the film. Bárbara Ferreira Santos, VOA News, Washington.
Now, just last month, Beyoncé won the BET Humanitarian Award for her commitment to the Black community. Now she has a new visual album that she says reimagines the lessons of The Lion King for today's young kings and queens in search of their own crowns. Remember, Beyoncé was the voice of Nala in The Lion King. Her visual album Black is King premieres on the streaming service Disney Plus July 31st of this month. Let's take a look.
You are the king.
Weeks of heated demonstrations for racial justice and equality in the United States following the killing of George Floyd left behind some signs, some posters, and other artwork of value to historians. The National Museum of African American History and Culture and several other Smithsonian institutions are trying to collect and preserve these materials. VOA's Julie Tebo has this story.
They protested day after day because of the death of George Floyd, a black man who died in late May after being in police custody in the state of Minnesota. Demonstrators attached hundreds of posters and artwork to a temporary fence near the White House to express themselves.
Pain and struggle oftentimes inspires some of the best art, and all these people are putting their thoughts, emotions, their recognition of this time in these little pieces, these little posters.
As word got out that the fence would be taken down, city workers and volunteers swooped in to gather up the items left behind and move them to a wall across the street for safekeeping.
When we first approached, we were surprised that we didn't see any signs on the fence as we did on television. And as we were further down, we could see that all of the signs were still here and preserved. And we're thankful for that because we still have the opportunity to see it.
The Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture in Washington has created a rapid response collecting team. Its goal? To document the social protests held across the country and around the world, sparked by Floyd's death and other alleged cases of police brutality, says curator Aaron Bryant.
Behind those artifacts are real voices, real lived experiences, and a humanity that we can all connect to.
No justice, no peace.
The museum's hope is to use this opportunity to have an honest dialogue about race.
Right now, in this very transformative period in our nation's history, we should require, and I would say demand, honest conversations around the unvarnished truth. It's the only way that we can progress as a collective humanity.
I hope to see this collage as a section in the Smithsonian National African American Museum someday.
Literally signs of the time as keepsakes of history. Julie Tabo, VOA News.
Rapper 21 Savage is working on a new project, but it doesn't include music this time. Instead, the Grammy-winning artist is launching a free online financial literacy program for young people, doing what we can to help kids make good decisions when it comes to finances, particularly during the coronavirus pandemic, he said. Posting on Instagram about his new project, the rapper wrote, quote, "I'm making financial literacy available to kids and families across the country this summer with #BankAccount@home, a free online program to give you the tools you need to learn to save and make money." The Bank Account at Home program is a partnership with mobile banking provider Chime and education technology platform Everfi. The rapper said, quote, "I feel like it's important more than ever to give our next generation the tools to succeed in life." And before we come to the end of our show, we've got the first trailer for Jennifer Hudson playing the late Aretha Franklin. The upcoming biopic Respect includes Forest Whitaker, Marlon Wayans, Audra McDonald, Titus Burgess, Mark Maron, with Mary J. Blige playing Dinah Washington. Here is a look. And with that, we come to the end of our show today. Thank you for hanging out with us. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. For more entertainment news, remember to check us out at voanews.com. We are also on social media, on Instagram, YouTube, and on Facebook. Remember to share and subscribe. Until next time, goodbye everyone.